2025 has been a stellar year for anime, and in such a solid year of anime, I've kind of gotten lazy, but let me remedy that by recommending you some potentially good to great anime of the fall season. Most of these shows only have a handful of episodes out so far, but I just want to mention some of them that I liked off the bat. My opinion may change later on in the season, but for now these are the shows that I feel we should be watching going forward. Like and subscribe, and let's ride. Opening up this video, I'm just gonna go with the anime that I watched first, and that is gonna be Captivated by You. When I was initially going into this, I wanted to stop because it looked like it was gonna be a BL anime, but I sticked around and I found it funny and only borderline BL. So, Captivated by You focuses on two characters, or at least in the first episode. This may be one of those shows that explores different characters with each coming episode. But the first episode takes a look at two boys at an all-boys high school, Yoji Emma and his classmate Miyoshi Hayashi, and it just zooms in on Emma's interest in Hayashi, which sounds super gay, but it is more than that. He's just curious because Hayashi is quite frankly a very strange individual. I do believe this is an anthology type of anime, so each episode may be different from the next. The first episode humor was solid enough, so I will surely be looking forward to more weird characters to be introduced. Coming up next, we have our first rom-com, Yanukun's Ordinary Days. Our story here follows two characters, one of course being Yano, our MC, and Kyoko Yoshida, who is his classmate. Kyoko starts to notice Yano one day after seeing him being covered in injuries, and this starts to make her curious on how he's constantly injured in class. And then one day, she decides to follow him home to see exactly what the hell is causing all of these injuries, just to discover that Yano is basically just the clumsiest person that you ever will come across. Kyoko is a kind-hearted individual, and Yano's predisposition starts to worry her, but at the same time, she's also starting to develop feelings for him. Yanukun's Ordinary Days feels like something that will be on my favorite list at the end of this season. Next up, we have a spin-off show of Gintama. If you have ever watched Gintama, you have surely seen this character make an appearance multiple times in the beginning of certain episodes. So this is basically those small skits in the beginning of certain episodes in the form of a whole standalone show. I will encourage you to watch this even if you are not a Gintama fan, because over-the-top ridiculous comedy doesn't really need a real connection to the main show to be funny and watchable. I believe this is the first anime out of the bunch that I picked to watch. I don't think this one will be super popular, but I hope I am wrong because it is just a super fun watch. I think this main character is somehow related to some other anime because I have seen this name somewhere else, but this one follows Hiroshi Nohara, and he is a salaryman who takes his lunchtime breaks fairly serious. And in his lunchtime, Hiroshi chooses to explore and indulge in a wide variety of foods. The art style of this anime isn't the most attractive, but when it comes to the revealing of the meals he eats, they chose to showcase the meals in a real-like fashion opposed to an anime-like style, and I love that. Not the best anime to watch when you are hungry, but it just might turn into one of your favorites of the fall season. Next up, we have A Star Brighter Than the Sun. This one is what you might call a standard anime rom-com. We look at two childhood friends that have slightly grown apart over the years, not because of anything too serious, but simply because things like this just happens. But things start to get difficult when our MC realizes she has feelings for her childhood friend, but given his newfound popularity, she is surely not the only one looking for his affections. I don't believe you can get more standard than this, but I didn't hate what I watched, so I decided to include it in the video. Touring the Apocalypse is one of the most interesting shows out of the 10 featured in this video today. This one feels fairly straightforward as we look at two young girls going on an adventure throughout Japan on a motorbike after the collapse of their civilization. This feels like a mixture of slice of life with sci-fi elements. I haven't delved deeply into it yet, but from the first impressions, I will give this a double thumbs up. Next up, we look at a middle-aged man who has essentially wasted his life away with a dream in mind of becoming a Kamen Rider after watching a show of a Kamen Rider as a kid. But now, after years of wasting his life on a child's dream, he was almost on the verge of giving up until he got into a situation with a gang that resembles the characters of his favorite childhood show. After beating up the gang, he finds that his dream is finally starting to become a reality, and now, after years of doing nothing with his life, he finally has a purpose. I'm gonna prejudge this one heavily and say this will turn out to be one of the biggest hits of the fall season. Never did I think I would watch an anime with Santa Claus being the main focus and also being a superhero of some kind. You only get ridiculous things like this in anime, and I'm all for it. Sanda is the anime that we're talking about today, people. The story takes place in a different era from what we are used to, in where celebrations of Christmas is all but dead and Santa Claus is all but a myth. And then we look at Sanda, a normal teenager whose entire life changes after he finds out he's a descendant of Santa Claus, and that is all triggered in the first episode when his classmate tries to kill him and it triggers his transformation into Santa Claus. Very weird plot, but weird in anime kind of falls into the same category, so I will just let it go. As of this video, I've only watched about one episode, but I can confidently say I like it. There are a few things I wish they did differently in the first episode, but from the first impressions, I think it's decent. From the first glance of this show, I immediately knew this one came from a different era. The style alone should tell you, and without even knowing what this was about, I started watching it simply because of how the characters were drawn. And this one follows a trio of sisters in Tokyo who leads double lives. In the day, they operate a small cafe that goes by the name of Cat's Eye, and by night, they are infamous art thieves. Looking at the plot and the art style, this just might fall into the underrated anime category for this season, because I just feel a lot of anime viewers have grown accustomed to a certain anime style, and this doesn't look like it fits the bill, but Cat's Eye for now is in my top 5 fave of fall 2025. This has a very American TV show kind of plot, and since TV shows are the thing I watch the most in life, this was an instant like for me. And of course, capping off this video, I will just be mentioning One Punch Man. After what feels like 1000 years, we finally get a third season. However, in these last few weeks, people have only expressed disappointment in One Punch Man. I can fully understand their feelings, but I don't want to judge it all that harshly, so I would still encourage people to watch the show. We still haven't regained the animation of the first season, but at least it is not 7 Deadly Sins level bad, so I am still on board. I just want to see where this thing goes. If it is bad at the end of season 3, I will flame it, but for now, I will still try to be positive. People hated season 2 and tried to make other people hate season 2, but season 2 actually turned out to be my favorite season, so I will leave the hate judgment for when this one is complete. But that is it for now. There are other releases that could have made it into this video, but I just wanted to highlight the first 10 anime that I watched and actually enjoyed. By the end of the season, I might have a completely different perspective, but what are your favorite anime so far, and what do you think of the fall season? Give me your thoughts in the comment section, and be sure to subscribe. You'll only be slightly disappointed.